Good evening. We got a good show for y'all tonight. Good show. We got two of our contributors that always like to come on the show. Don't mind giving their opinion about issues that we face every day in this great country of the USA. I'm feeling a little spry. Have my coffee, got my water. So we got a good one tonight. Topic of tonight's show is Lizzo. For those that don't know, Lizzo is African American singer from Detroit, Michigan, 31 years old. So the topic is Lizzo fooling us? Let me just run a little bit of Lizzo's accolades. In December 2019, Lizzo caused national headlines by twerking in a thong at the Laker game. Lizzo and her genres of music falls under alternative rap, hardcore rap, left field rap, pop rock, R&B. She's an actress, singer, and flutist. 2019, she was Time Magazine's Entertainer of the Year. 2019, she was in the Netflix movie Someone Great. Her single Truth Hurts has been number one on the billboards and has been in the top 100 songs since she debuted. She broke Rihanna's record for that same Billboard award from Rihanna's album Diamonds. It's currently still 26 weeks, not on number one. I don't remember. She was nominated for 3 AMAs in 2019. In 2019, she won Apple Music, won Breakthrough Artist. She won 2 Soul Train Awards in 2019. She was nominated for 8 Grammys in 2020, and she won 3 Grammys. The 3 Grammys that she won was Best Urban Content, Best Pop Solo, Best Tradition R&B. She was asked about her sexuality at one time, and she's a big supporter of the LGBT community. She says that anybody that's from the LGBT community is called lesbians. She was on the cover of Vogue. She was on the cover of Time magazine. She posed nude for Rolling Stone. She was on the cover of Love, and she was on the cover of Entertainment. In 2014, she was in with her group. She was on Prince's last album in 2014. She has 3 studio albums, 3 mixtapes, 2 extended plays, and 20 singles. Well, we about said what Lizzo's accolades are. For those that don't know who Lizzo is, you could Google it. But that's just a little brief background of the Detroit, Michigan native.
Mm.
So I'm asking my audience who's watching via Facebook and YouTube to comment on the topic. Is Lizzo fooling us? And you'll figure out yes or no by the end of the show. But if you like to comment and make any suggestions, just go in the comments and say. But now we're gonna ask our guests, and we're gonna start off with Rel.
Mm-hmm.
Is Lizzo fooling us?
I mean, when we say is she fooling us in terms of what?
Whatever you think she's doing.
I feel like she's the most authentic. Like that's what white people expect Lizzo to act and look like. She's pretty much when they see a black woman, that's who they imagine. A black woman that's heavy set, they imagine that whole personality to be her. You know what I'm saying? Even from her debut song that went wild and crazy, talking. I just went and seen Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So there's a heavy set black woman in there. And the same thing that Lizzo is on, it's the same thing that the heavy set black woman is on. So, it's an interracial relationship in there, and the wife is black and the man is white. So they go over to the sister's house, and she basically trying to get them to break up, and she pretty much don't like her sister's husband. She's heavy set. She got a daughter, and she's single. She apparently is a single mother. You know what I'm saying? So Lizzo's debut song is pretty much about men, men not being however she need them to be. And, and the cool thing now is expressing your freedom, however irrelevant it might be. she's just a character. How do you say it? Of how America wants to see black women, you know, and yo, listen, you know, and the crazy part is you can't tell her no difference. So they love her for that. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want. So it ain't. Oh, is she fooling? Oh, I think she just not smart enough to know what she's doing.
Look, quick question, bro. Would you consider her music rap?
The way rap is now, you could consider it rap. You know, it's you could do anything with it. You know, if they want people to be influenced by that song, they'll put it on gospel channel. You know what I mean? So that's
Okay.
you know, I just feel like she's authentic to herself, and they just using her for it.
Drea, I know you got some very interesting words for Lizzo and how you feel about it. What do you say about Lizzo? Is she fooling us?
I think what's the new meme? This is what code switching looks like, and I think that's Lizzo. Like she definitely code switches a lot. I mean, you from Detroit, Michigan. Come on now, like the most blackest city, one of them top five. I think that she's mammying. Going back to what Rose said, she is like the caricature of black women stereotype. And when I mean about mammying, let's think about it. She's doing like the buck dancing, the buck in the eyes, like Back and Gone with the Wind with Hattie McDaniels, and she needs to go do her research and her historical content about how black women back in that time, how they had to make money by any means necessary, right? So I think she's definitely a code switcher. I think she makes music to appease white people to give them the black experience. So a lot of her audience are white Americans, a lot of them are LGBTQ, and they're the ones who have the wealth in this country. Let's be honest with that. So, and I remember I was reading an article saying, "Well, I can't tell white people can't come to my don't come to my concert." I understand that that's your target audience, whatever the case is. Why I consider her a rapper? No, I don't consider her a rapper. I think she has dope musical. I mean, if you can play the flute, you can read music, you can do your thing, but I don't think that she's a rapper compared to. I'm just gonna put like female rappers out there that I listen to. No. I just feel that, I look at other artists that's black women who had to lose weight, like the Jasmine Sullivans of the world, the J Huds of the world, just to get that appeal or just even get or endorsement or just even I can't even say being a crossover brand because a lot of them had crossover. Like Jasmine Sullivan literally lost like 100 pounds just so she can have another album get put out there and get noticed. So, it's unfortunate that she's doing these antics to get attention seeking. I think that she needs to get some type of therapy because I know that her dad died within the last few years. So it's like, why you have to attention seek and show your ass pretty much at a Lakers game or anywhere. And I think that the week after that, she like twerked on like a Burger King counter. So you're definitely doing stereotypical things to like really gain attention for what? Because you need the bag. Like, what about your dignity? What about your respect? So that's what I have to say about Lizzo on that topic. So she's like the code switcher.
Let me ask y'all: Is it possible that she could be like going back at the people that fat sham? Like people been fat shamming for so long. Let me just be extra to show them, like, yeah, I'm big and I don't care. Like, most of us understand that if it was a female that had that so quote unquote hourglass body twerking at a Laker game with a thong on with her butt out, it probably wouldn't have been no issue. But how do we feel about, maybe she's doing that to like, yo, the big girls is here. I'm representing. Y'all not gonna fat sham me. Y'all not gonna have me like you said, Jasmine Sullivan, Jay Hudson, Jill Scott. Y'all ain't gonna push me to lose weight. I am who I am, and y'all gonna accept me. Do y'all think it could be that?
I think that's just some bull. Like I think, I mean, honestly, I think people, they get into like these social media trends and you come up with a hot word like fat shaming or something, and then it allows you to feel like okay with what you are. But at the end of the day, if we look at it, it's really like what's the conversation on health? With at the end of the day, fat, okay, you should feel happy about yourself. but it doesn't need to be called fat shaming. You know, you need to lose that weight if you get to, because everybody knows how it is. You hit them steps, you can't breathe. That's a serious condition. Now, if you say that on the radio or it's broadcasted over, you know, the media to specific people who might look like you, or, you know, a lot of people, they don't have people to look up to. So they look at her like, you know what? Lil said it's okay. So, I don't care. So it's a dangerous message, even though you ain't a role model, but it's like, you smart enough to know, like you sit there and calculate after somebody, some, you know, people don't call you fat. The real issue is that you can't get the weight down, and, you know, instead of, you know, just either self-reflecting or rolling that stuff off your back, it's kind of like, this is the shell that you build. Like, no, I am fat. And you can say that if you want, but that's not the rest of the healing process, you know?
Mhm.
So, go ahead.
So Drea, you spoke to her not knowing the history and how she did in the video, like emulating Hattie McDaniels. Do you think she know the history or just disregarding the history?
I think like she's disregarding the history, like so many of us do, you know, and some people don't want to take the time out because they're thinking, oh, that happened so long ago. But honestly, there's like recreations of, you know, let's say the fat shaming or the body positive, as they like to call it. You know, and I think that she's just like, hey, I'm just this what they call it, like the BBW type of woman, and y'all gonna have to deal with it. And I think it's more deeper than that. Like, yeah, you could be like a healthy chick, sometimes like a bigger chick, and you could probably be in better shape than I am, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, are you truly happy with your body? Can you I understand you can twerk and play the flute, whatever the case is? But I know that she was saying like, do she give up a plate of like fried chicken? She said she loves fried chicken. I do too, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, are you working out so you can still have that breath control? She must have some type of breath control if you can play the flute and twerk on the stage. Like, shout out to you. But also too, we have an epidemic of obesity in this country, especially with, you know, African Americans. So we also need to push the message on, okay, you may have a health issue. How do we navigate that, you know, for better health care? How do we also, you know, you don't have to go to the gym and spend all this money, but how can we have better options in our community as far as with food? So that's a historical thing. And that's also an environmental racism thing as well. But I think we all have to look back at our country and look at the sacrifices, like I said, away at Hattie McDaniels have done, and how people have been shaming. Even with singers now, they still get shame of, you know, okay, she's a big chick or whatever the case is. But yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah, you know, I see that somebody said when is a skinny girl done that, wore her ass out and twerked at a Lakers game.
Mhm.
I think they're not realizing I said it in you know, in retrospect. I don't know. I mean I don't know what some of these women wear nowadays. I don't even know what you could consider your ass out nowadays. To be perfectly honest with you, I just go by what I hear. Uh, but anyway, so you think like you know, and Kay bring up a good point. Like, yo,
Yeah.
Monique used to be the same way. She's really, if you look at it, she's a singer version of Monique. Like she's, you know,
Right.
like girl power. Like I'm not trying to be funny, but she like really like was boisterous for the big girls. Then Monique had the health issues and she had to get the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where was all the stuff about the so maybe Lizzo is realizing like, you know, this is how I can market my brand. Y'all don't think that could be it?
Right.
Yeah, I think, you know, yo, that's what people like. I always say the community they don't like the positive, you know, well, you know, positive in the sense of let's move this community forward. They just like what they can hold on to, that they feel like, hey man, this is fun, it's whatever. It's just so hard to, you know, do the right thing and be in entertainment because it's boring. You know what I'm saying? They would rather
Mm.
see her, you know, pop on her ass and, you know, all these spectacle things. Like, just how entertaining it is. And the biggest fool that you can get, the more records that you probably gonna sell. So like
Mm-hmm.
this is like a cash grab. They love this chick. You know what I'm saying?
So I know how both of y'all feel about it. So in other words, she basically doing what a lot of other people doing. She's sucking and jiving for that bag.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if anyone else had the opportunity to do so, they would do it, let's be honest. And I mean, it took her about, I think like 2 to 5 years to get that Love Hurts or Truth Heart song to really be heard and go viral. So it took a while. So in between that time, you gotta think about it. How do I need my song to go viral? So you're gonna pull out some antics out the bag to make sure that your song is gonna go viral so you can get the attention seeking, because remember, attention seek is the new currency.
Right. Yeah.
That's the new currency. And so people are going to, be attention seekers by any means necessary if they know that some type of notoriety, and that could be a bag, that could be your brand blowing up, which equates to a bag, right? By any means necessary. So we have to understand that people in between that time, like, why my song is not popping, it could be a dope song, and they're going to try to find antics so they can be seen by viral, because that's the new thing, people going viral. And record of execs can be like, oh, okay, like, who's this person? All right, we gotta sign them. And also to make a mockery out of you. Like, that's what a lot of people
Right.
are not laughing with her, they're laughing at her.
Right.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
So Rel, you a hip hop head, so she basically doing the Takashi 6ix9ine playbook.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people want to see. And the thing is, she's kind of.
I got people in the queue saying, don't nobody want to see her ass out.
Yeah, but y'all don't, but y'all do. That's how it works. Because you still looking for that one time, and that's why she's famous. You know what I'm saying? And people know this. That's just like the boy that was going and robbing Dunkin' Donuts on. Like, we know, everybody in the book know that's stupid. I think his name was Bunk Gang. He's doing the stupidest stuff that's killing himself, and we all know he's a fool. But what we gonna do? It's action for us. We hate it, but we love it. So you know.
Hey, so let me let me ask you. So I mean, I don't want to reiterate on the talk we had on Friday. Neither one of y'all was on the panel, and I'm quite sure y'all had some things to want to say. Rel, I couldn't find you. Drea,
I wanted to be there.
Drea was with Dr. Yusef Salam, one of the 5 exonerated 5. She was hanging out with some, one of our black heroes. So yeah, they said speak for yourself, Rel. Nobody wanted to see her ass out. Not that you said that, but I'm gonna ask y'all a question. So this is why I always try to say that entertainers and athletes don't speak for black people, because at the end of the day, they're capitalists. They're sucking and jiving, and I'm not saying they're selling out. They just doing what they got to do because they're capitalists. What do you have to say, Drea?
I believe that they're capitalists. Of course they're gonna give something back because they want the tax write-off. Let's be honest with that. Unless they just like authentically, like, what, I want to make my community better. Like a LeBron James, whatever the case is. And I said the artists who don't get heard, because I'm a hip hop head and I listen to a lot of underground hip hop, they don't get the notoriety because I guess they refuse to compromise who they are. And that's cool. But a lot of times we look at celebrities because, let's think about it. Sometimes we think our lives are so basic and average, while they wish their life was like ours, because we don't have nobody chasing us down the street. We can go to Target, or whatever your favorite store is, and not have security with us. We don't have to shuck and jive unless you shuck and jive at work for your paycheck. That's on you. But we see it on a larger scale, on a macro scale, all the time. And then I just get sick of it, and I just don't. I choose to like pour my energy into things that I like, and celebrities don't represent my life, because a lot of them have miserable lives. A lot of them they want the bag, but they kind of like, damn, I wish I can like just have a normal life. But they are capitalists. They're gonna make that money by any means necessary. You representing what brand? And when they come out, they so hungry. They're like, oh, I'm humble. But once they get that first million, they're like, I'm gonna sell my soul and do whatever.
So that's what I'm not saying my boy's sucking and jiving, but Drea, you don't know, Rel is a star up here, right? So a lot of people say Rel be looking like a steak. So Rel sitting up here with this tank, with this V-neck on, with his muscles all out, showing off. So
but
Rel,
it ain't conscious. But like for these stars, this is they doing subconscious evilness. They don't know what they do. Lizzo don't know what she's doing right now. She's just not smart enough. And she just like I've actually went to her Instagram, and this is how powerful her marketing is. Because I don't care nothing. I hate her first debut song, but I visited her Instagram page to look at the comments, and I said, "Damn." I said she got a bunch of people that's agreeing with her, but she got a lot of people that's calling her a fat, and telling her like kind of in a harsh way the things that she kind of need to hear. So like people say, like you just ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? But some of these people just ain't smart enough yet. They ain't figure it out.
Right.
So they're just being used. And they figure, you know what? A lot of them figure it out like 5 to 6 years later. And by the time they figure it out, they can't get back in.
Listen, all I can say, they trolling you now, Rel. They trolling you in the queue. They said that's the same shirt, Rel. They said that's the same shirt. I gotta tell you that one. They messing up my show.
Who said that?
I don't know who said it. I know that damn Shakita is somewhere though.
Oh,
they said that. I don't know if she said it. I don't think she would have won there, but they said we said it one time. That's the same shirt from last time, Rel. Did you buy it? Kidding, little bro. But anyway. So like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, Lizzo really ain't doing nothing that's different. She's basically she's staying on code with the sucker, with the sucking and jiving. But she's off code when it comes to, what we dealing with. We being, try to have some consciousness, try to stay on code with the culture.
But let's keep it funky though. Like she is a representation. So people buying her album because that's just like Cardi B. People identify with that behavior. So
just for the record, Cardi B called black women roaches, but I ain't hear that from me. But Cardi B called black women roaches, but I ain't hear that from me. And it ain't allegedly.
Right, and yeah, I mean she did, and then black people open her up with open arms and talk about, well, why are you saying she's not black? She's Afro Latina. Did she say that out her mouth? But she's Afro Latina on demand. What do I mean by that? I'm Afro Latina, sis, so I can get the bag from you so you can come to my concert. So you have to look at the effery that goes on and even with the language that people use and with the marketing. And so, like people are going to respond to, I call it the Friday, I say even late Thursday to like Saturday turn up music. People are in tune with that. Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, you want to grind going your 9-to-5 job. And, like, how can you relate to Cardi B unless you, was a stripper or a former stripper, whatever the case is. And you like, yeah, turn up, sis. You ain't turning up at your 9-to-5 as a executive assistant. You going to get somebody's coffee. So, like, y'all have to really watch out for the wordplay that these people use to market to get your dollars. So they could be continuously a capitalist. And you like, oh, I forgive her because she called me a roach. No, I'm not rocking with you. And then I'm like, well, half the time, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like, what you talking about in your lyrics? Because I'm lyrical. I like lyrics. And I want you to like, really inspire me so I could be creative in my own life, not you tearing me down, talking about how much money you're making more than me. And you really start, it plays on your conscious and your subconscious like, damn, I'm not really making that much money. And I'm going to do anything, sell my box on Instagram. I got a little graphic and, so you can swipe up because I want to be a Cardi B or whatever the case is. So it's a game out here.
Yeah, Lizzo really do got like I said in the opening, Lizzo really do got a big following in the LGBT community. She said, everything is not black and white. And I don't feel like I'm going to be put in a box. So that's why you'll see it in a lot of her videos. You'll see the colors, which she, we talk. Well, no, we talk a lot about LGBTQ. Some people saying they got an agenda. Well, maybe she realizing that's a gold mine. Maybe she playing on them. Is that possible?
I believe so. I mean, honestly, a lot of LGBT copy the black woman's behaviors. So if she's the typical average black woman, then she giving them exactly what they want to copy. You know what I'm saying? The same I don't care behavior. I'm gonna shake my ass. I'm gonna cut out 2 holes in this motherfucking skirt. Excuse my. I'm gonna cut out 2 holes in this skirt, and I'm a, and it don't matter. I'm fat. It don't matter. Y'all said skinny people could do this. It don't matter. I'm about to do it. So that same boisterous behavior, they love it. You know.
I'm saying, I'm not, I'm just saying, I think that she's using the LGBTQ to push her agenda because they do have wealth right now. They are in a position that if they get behind your projects, you gonna be successful.
Right.
What else was I about to say? I was about to say something to you. So Dre, you don't do you like her music? Have you allowed yourself to listen to any of her music? They playing it down there in the radio stations?
I like Truth Hurts. That was a cool song, but I had to like listen to it because that's something that I would have listened to in my 20s with my homegirls. And be like, yeah, girl, this dude did me dirty, whatever the case is. But at my age now, no, it's for someone who's in their 20s, going through life changes, you're going through those transformations, and that's cool. Like I said, I think I seen her perform one time when she was playing the flute, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, but she's not my preferred artist. I don't have her stuff. I don't work out to her stuff. I don't listen to her stuff, and I'm not going to purchase a concert ticket to go to her show.
I just want the people that's watching though, like when I said she fits, like when you look her up, and I know we try to stay like, we don't want culture vultures into hip hop because we feel as though hip hop speaks to our culture. This is the category she's in: alternative rap, hardcore rap, left field rap, which I'd never heard of, rap, pop rock, and R&B. So she's basically a black female version of Post Malone because they say Post Malone is a rapper, and I've yet to been able to figure out if Post Malone is a rapper. But when you fit under all them genres, your music get played on a bunch of radio stations. I mean, Rel, you down there by 105.1. Ain't nobody playing her stuff on 105.1?
Honestly, do they play Lizzo? They don't play it as much, but I hear like on popular alternative stations as well. You know what I'm saying? So like if I'm at work or if I just got I could be listening to Bloomberg and which is a financial news station and hear Lizzo. So that's when you know you in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
So moving right along.
She's like Jim.
She's like who? Who, Drea?
When you're in the gym and you forget your headphones, you're like, damn, I gotta listen to this. So yeah, she's for the gym too.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up with Lizzo. I got a surprise topic we're gonna talk about. I noticed something today. Y'all got any more thoughts on Lizzo?
Nah. Because
I'm actually what was y'all thoughts on Kobe Bryant's memorial today? I didn't get a chance to see none of it. I had to do some testing at work, and I was traveling from a couple hours away from my home. But did y'all get a chance to watch any of his memorial?
I didn't watch all of it. I only watched like when Diana Taurasi spoke, Michael Jordan, when Vanessa Bryant spoke, and that was pretty much it. So I only watched that piece. And Shaq too.
I didn't see it. I just seen the Jordan clip. I thought that was special,
Okay, because I heard it was pretty sad. I seen some people on Facebook talking about how sad it was, and they were saying, it was touching. And at first they tried to say his parents wasn't there because he was quote unquote estranged from his parents, but I had looked it up and they said his parents were there.
Yeah, they were there. Like his sisters and niece and nephews was there. It was sad from the clips that I did watch. I just wish sometimes we just give folks their flowers when they're alive and say, you know what, I have no beef with you, I have no malice with you, and just give folks their flowers. That's what I gather from it. And I can imagine how his parents feel, especially if they was estranged because of the situation with the mom allegedly selling his stuff, his auction off his stuff. So I can imagine how they feel and like how that's going to be held, throughout the process of the grief and loss. So,
well, Shakita, if you wanted to come on, You should have sent me a text. I usually text you, but I apologize for not texting you, Chiquita. I've been running all day.
She talking about
Now
no Lizzo.
she
No
now back to the Kobe thing was I happened where I was at with my job
Make
is
me
right
sick.
where he's from. I was actually right next to Lower Marion where he's from. And all the talk on the radio stations down there was talking about having Kobe Bryant a statue in Philadelphia. He's from the suburbs of Philadelphia. It's like 10, 20 minutes
Right.
away in
Mhm.
Lower Marion. But I heard it was really,
Mm-hmm.
really, really sad and touching. And, I just thought it was ironic that they waited to have this. Oh, I'm glad. I forgot. For the audience, I'm glad I just thought about it. They waited 3 weeks to have his
Right.
memorial on February 24th, which 2 was for his daughter's number and 24 was for Kobe's second number.
Mhm.
Drea is somebody that understands numerology. So Drea, what would you say about the numerology and the significance and that?
Yeah. So if you add all of it up, that's eight. Eight is infinite. Eight is forever. Um, Eight is the number of the powerhouse. Eight is definitely a number in which a lot of people say that it's a complete number too. Like things are completed at this time. We in a personal universal year 4. You're gonna see more deaths. I'm sorry to be morbid, everyone, but you're gonna see more deaths because this is the year in which a lot of things are being cleansed and a lot of things are being restored in the universe. And you guys should go look it up. Like numerology is nothing like you clutch your pearls. Like, oh my God, it's something that I just really got into within the year, last year going into this year. So it's a lot of stuff that we're gonna see. So it was pretty much. I like how they did the 224. But he was like, I think they had his private ceremony like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So people are really investigating like the numbers and it was his like critical year. This is the time in which he shouldn't have, flown any helicopters, especially the personal year he was in, because a lot of accidents happened during his personal year. And I think his personal year was 7. And, everyone knows 7 is like the God number. It's the number of completion as well. So 7 and 8 are like completed
Yes.
numbers. So
Somebody on Facebook said his other jersey number. Kobe got 2 jersey numbers retired, number 8 and number 24. I thought everybody knew that. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's why I said his other jersey number 24. But 8 was retired as well.
8 was first, right?
Yeah, 8 was the first number we wore with Shaq, and then he changed, I think, 2 years after Shaq left the team to 24.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So because I got you here, Drea, and I'm not gonna allow you to get away. Tell us about your experience visiting Dr. Yusef Salam on Friday.
Okay, so Friday I went back home for everyone that know I'm from Boston, but I used to live in Providence. So I went to visit one of my homegirls. And we went to go see Dr. Yusef Salam. He's an interesting cat. He came out looking like Akon. And I was like, is he related to Akon? Because he had the shades on with the Gucci scarf on. I was like, okay. I like his delivery because he kind of like he flowed back and forth between like I said the cloth talk, which is like this is the stuff that you need to hear, and between like the academia talk as well, because they was celebrating Black History Month. What I appreciated, he was honest. I liked how he said high science, and like one of my homegirls looked at me like, "Oh, you know all about this," because he was talking about like being woke. And as we talked about before the show, there's people who's woke and there's people who's diet woke. And sometimes I don't like using that term. So he had a really good conversation about like how he saw himself differently because he knew he was innocent and how some of the people treated him while he was locked up. And he talked about all the people he studied, like from the Les Browns to Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. So he talked about that and how he pretty much didn't envision himself, behind the cage, like how he was like, one day I'm going to get out, and how his grandmother addressed him as Master Yusef Salam. So he was really tapped into like a different consciousness, which I really appreciated. And also too, like he just was pretty much saying like, hey, he talked about redlining. He talked about a lot of things that, disrupts, our our lives as Black Americans in this country, which I really appreciated. He was honest about it. My friend was like, "Oh, he came out here arrogant." I said, "The dude is really just trying to regain 20 years of his life." I don't know if you all know, he has 10 kids. When he told us that, I was like, "You got 10 kids." You know, he lives in Atlanta, so he's not too far from me. So he just really was honest.
Yeah, you could in upstate New York prisons, if you married, you could have conjugal visits. So he probably started making them while he was away.
Right. He must have. I was like, oh my God. So, you know, I just hope that his message is touching folks and that he doesn't get wrapped up to the celebrity, you know, being a celebrity. Because sometimes you can have like a really dope message, but you can get wrapped up into being like this whole celebrity, then losing a message because once again, you know, the bag is getting thrown your direction. But it was a really good conversation piece that he had.
Hi, you know, we just wanted a short show. I wanted to bring up the Lizzo thing because I personally actually like Lizzo's voice for some reason. That's all it is. I think she got some amazing talent. I just think she just do, like y'all guys said, the mammy and stuff. Like this ain't the time to be doing that. Like you gotta, and I'm not want people to be super woke. I don't, you know, I'm not even into all that. I'm just gonna say that you need to be aware of the examples that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to sell yourself to get the bag. I mean, but unfortunately, that's what people chase nowadays is the bag, the bag, the bag, instead of putting out the quality and the quantity of good stuff. So we can wrap the show up. Y'all got anything else to add?
She
Rel,
quit.
what'd you say, Drea?
You know, she quit Twitter.
Yeah, she quit Twitter after she caught a backlash, and then she was up there mammy splaining and all that stuff. So,
And
you
then
know,
she got really offended when Dr. Boyce Watkins was at
yeah.
her, but that's another topic for discussion.
Truth hurts. That's all.
so, so Rel, we probably gonna try to do a show this week before Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Drea, you know, I got you on speed dial. We'll hook up with something. Drea, you want to promote your platform?
Oh yeah, so once again, Brown Girl from Boston. You can find me on Facebook and IG. You can check out the blog www.browngirlfromboston.com. I have plenty of content for everyone. So make sure you check it out.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Stay safe.
Peace.